Hi, I'm Jacob Hornberger, Libertarian candidate for president in 2024. I'd like to share with you how I discovered that Democrats are afflicted with a grave malady called hypocrisy. After I graduated from law school in 1975, I returned to my hometown of Laredo, Texas, to practice law. At the time, I was a liberal Democrat. Everybody in Laredo was a Democrat, including my family. That was the way we had grown up. And I honestly believed that one of the big purposes of government was to assist the poor. After I returned home, I became the American Civil Liberties Union representative in Laredo. I was also on the board of trustees of an agency called the Laredo Legal Aid Society, which provided free legal assistance to the poor. Immediately after returning home, I made an appointment with the local federal judge, who I'd known since I was a kid. My father was a lawyer, and I walked into his chambers pursuant to our appointment, and I said, "Judge, I would like you to appoint me to represent illegal immigrants, and I'll do it for free." He says, "You got it." You see, even though I had not discovered the libertarian philosophy, I knew since I was a kid that this was a stinking, rotten, no-good system. And so I was going to challenge the constitutionality of that system. And I explained that to the judge, and he said, fine. He started appointing me to represent illegal immigrants. So one day I'm outside of town in the local detention center where they kept the illegal immigrants segregated from the other people in the county jail. And it was sort of set up like a little mini concentration camp, barbed wires and walls. And it was just an eerie place. And I was waiting there for my client to interview him, and I was watching all these illegal immigrants just kind of walking around listlessly, talking to each other. And suddenly it just hit me. It just dawned on me. I said, if Democrats purport to love the poor, needy, and disadvantaged so much as they say, especially whenever somebody objects to a welfare state program that they support, how can they treat people like this? This was the poorest of the poor. These are people that are just coming into the country, trying to get a job to survive, send money back to their families, and here they are in jail. And this deeply troubled me. I could not figure it out. And so I went and talked to some of my liberal friends, and I said, how do you reconcile this? So Democrats say they love the poor, needy, and disadvantaged, and look how they're treating the poorest people in the world. And they all had the same answer. Well, the law is the law. Well, that wasn't good enough for me. The law was the law in Nazi Germany, too, and that didn't make it right. So I went along a few years, and then I discovered the libertarian philosophy. And then I realized that my instincts about this stinking, rotten, no-good system had been right. And I was able to put immigration in the context of an overall libertarian free market philosophy, open borders, the free movements of goods, services, and people across borders. It brings harmony and peace, prosperity, and benefits everyone, especially the poor. But it was at that moment that I realized that Democrats suffer from this grave malady called hypocrisy. I'm Jacob Hornberger, Libertarian candidate for president in 2024. My campaign website is jacobforliberty.com.